And now it's time to welcome to the show Augusto Valverde. Augusto is a creator and star of Global Child, Travel with Purpose. This unique show explores exotic locales and awe-inspiring vacation experiences with philanthropic efforts that genuinely aim to improve the lives of the communities he visits. Augusto, thank you so much for joining us here on ReachTV, Global Child, Travel with Purpose. I think we can both agree that traveling really changes you, right? For the better. But this show is not your typical travel show. Tell us about it.
No, thank you so much for having me. We travel the world, but we travel with purpose. So every place has a life lesson to teach us, and we always love to give back. So in that sense, Global Child is pretty unique.
And this is something that you've been doing for many years now. How did it come about? How did the idea come about?
Well, kind of like you, I was a TV host as well, and I used to love travel. Who doesn't love travel, right?
Of course.
So I decided to explore the world. I took a selfie stick, and I started discovering that in each place that I visited, I found a life lesson. And I think that's the beautiful thing of travel. It's always teaching us. So I put that all together into a little tiny show that had no funding, but 8 years later now we're all over the world, so it's great.
And streaming now on Peacock, so congratulations. And explain to us, what does traveling with purpose mean? What is that?
All right, so purpose is a very broad word, right? What is purpose? To me, purpose is having a higher intention, a meaning of leaving places and people better than you found them. Right? So when we go to a place, it doesn't mean you need to change the world, but hey, you can clean a beach, you can plant some trees, you can sponsor an orphanage. So how can we do good in the places that we're visiting?
Very cool. And what is like a checklist that we must have when traveling? Or what is a checklist that you have when you go?
I think when we favor sustainable hotels, we're encouraging them to be part of the change. And I think now sustainable is a word that we all like to throw out. But it does make a difference. So for example, when we were in Zanzibar, we chose this hotel called Zuri. And Zuri, what they do is they're 100% sustainable. They even hire people from the local community from a school that they sponsor. So it was just very beautiful to see how they're breaking that cycle of poverty, respecting the natural environment around them. They don't use single-use plastics, all that kind of stuff. So choosing those partners makes a difference.
And I think that, you know, planning a trip or a vacation with our loved ones and our friends, it takes a lot of time, right? Mm-hmm. So why not add just a couple extra minutes to make sure that we're not only traveling for fun, but we're traveling to do good in the community as well. If someone wants to maybe volunteer, how can they do that?
Sure, exactly. So when you watch a show of Global Child, Travel and Purpose, you'll be able to see the great experiences that we do, but we also put the Instagram handles of all the charities that we're visiting, the causes we're supporting. So the audience can just jump in and choose to visit globalchild.travel, and you can book the same package, of course. And it's really nice because they get to go to the same places that they saw us visit. They do some of the fun experiences, and then they also give back at the charity that we chose.
And I feel like you lived a past life before this. You were a prison chaplain, and I think that it also probably helped you for your next chapter, right? And it's a very selfless, it's a very humbling experience too.
Thank you. So my life story, like in a nutshell, was that I used to be one of the top club promoters in Miami. So
wow.
I was, but like very selfish. And I always say that, you know, selfish choices lead to empty ends. So then I had a spiritual awakening. I became one of these cool modern Christians. And one day I started noticing that all my life was really just about me. It happens a lot to all of us, or to most of us, but especially in entertainment. And so I went to this cool modern church. I prayed, I said, God, if you want me to help, show me how. Next day I get a random call. They invite me to visit prisons and start helping people. So I started going, that changed my life, changed my heart, and that's where Global Child began, with an intention to bring value to the world.
That is absolutely incredible. I love your story. I love everything that you are doing. And again, we can see you on all kinds of streaming services, including Peacock. What do you say you join us on Where Next in a little bit, and we play a little game that I like to play with everyone?
Yeah, let's do it.
Is that cool?
I love it.
Okay, great. I'm going to pick your brain because you've traveled a lot.
I'm here for it.
Awesome. We'll be back after a short break. Welcome back to Where Next. I am with Augusto Valverde, travel host and expert, and now it's time for you to answer some questions. Yeah. Okay, first up, what has been your favorite place to party? And now that I know that you were a former club promoter,
oh yes,
you know, you got some spots.
Of course, I would say Mykonos. Greece is amazing. There's a reason why Greek weddings are Greek weddings, and just people are so generous. It's amazing. The water, the beach, the wine. It's great.
the wine. And
Everything.
that water, it's so blue. Why is it so blue?
You know, it's so blue because the level of salt in that specific part of the ocean is so high that there's no algae. Therefore, it's not green, so there's no sharks. So it's perfect. It's like pools of water.
Okay, I was just asking him this, and I did not expect him to know the answer, so thank you. As a true travel host. Okay, next up, what has been the most surprising location that you've ever been to?
Yeah, there's a place called Mauritius. It's in the middle of nowhere. So you have Africa, Madagascar, Mauritius, this tiny little island. And it has the most wild dolphins in the world, mountains,
Beautiful.
waterfalls. It's fantastic.
I love that. Okay, what is a destination that you would most likely return to?
Oof, I would say Dubai. Dubai, I could actually live there for certain periods of time, not in the summer.
Right.
But it's wonderful and it grows so much. There's so many things to do and it's just such a different landscape to what we're used to.
I love it. And finally, where next?
Where next? Morocco. I have not been to Morocco. I'm attending a royal wedding, so I'm very excited about that. I don't know what to wear for that, but I'll figure it out.
It's going to be fabulous. A royal wedding.
Yeah.
Augusto, thank you so much for joining us.